Welcome to In the Box Seat. I'm Ray Fewings. Our guest tonight, one of the more colourful trainers in South Australia, Trevor Jessup, will be joining us. Good to catch up with Trevor, who's, I think I can remember when he was a boy. So it goes back a fair way, his involvement in greyhound racing. Of course, we've got a great week of greyhound racing, as I say every week, but we've got the Coffex Coffee Oaks on Thursday night. It also coincides with the heats for the Coca-Cola Derby, and the Victorians, as promised, have come over here in great strength. Both the Britain boys are here. Troy Arwinick is also lining up, and quite a number of others are taking part in the heats. And some of the dogs that are expected to go well: Dinah Fig, Pure Instinct, won the champion puppy, of course, here. Black Ombre for the veteran Alan Britton. Gold Coast Gazza, we saw it win a Wednesday race a few weeks back. They're all back, and it should be one of the best Coca-Cola derbies ever. As far as the Oaks is concerned, the Coffex Coffee Oaks, I think it's probably the best field we've ever had assembled. We've had champions in the past, but individual champions. This, to me, looks like it's a standout field. Miata might be the favourite out of 8. I think there's going to be a hell of a battle on the first turn, though, with the Red Runner likely to go to the middle, and all hell could break loose. Mapunga Nikki will be probably head and head with it at that stage, and I think there's room for It's a Blur to sneak through on the rail and maybe win the Oaks, but we'll talk about that later. Of course, the Strathalbyn Cup heats were held on Sunday night, and Troy Murray came away with all 3 heat winners. He won with Calden Mayhem in the track record time of 30 and 88. I've been saying for a while now, the dog's not necessarily a 7:31 dog. I think 600's pretty well close to his best distance, but the 5:35 at Strath, well, he's the new track record holder. And Troy, of course, also won with Calden Kamikaze and Aston Elite. So he's got a mortgage on the Strathalbyn Cup. Now let's have a look at what's happening this week. I mentioned the Coffex Coffee Oaks on Thursday night. Dapto has got the Industrial Maiden Final. Hillsville, now the straight track in Victoria, they've converted it to loam, 350 straight, and the Cup is on there on September 18. So plenty to look at on the national scene. Chaser's facing the crowd. Every week we take a photograph of one of the diners in Chaser's restaurant, and you simply have to go to grsa.com.au, as you have now, and see if your dial is on there. If it is, dinner for 2 at our cost. So a great way of a repeat visit for racing at Angle Park. What's on at SA this week? Well, I've run through pretty well the Coffex Coffee Oaks, Coca-Cola Derby. Sister Cities Cup is getting closer. Adelaide Cup, of course, also not that far away on the 6th and 13th of next month. Now, the girls have left me with a few winners for you. On Wednesday, race 1, number 2, Extreme Climate. This dog has only been in South Australia for a short while. It's very strong at the finish, and they've given it the nod on Wednesday. And race 8, number 4, Come On Tiger. I thought I had it to myself. Clint Trengove, the Broken Hill trainer, has brought a truckload down on Wednesday. I think most of them are brothers and sisters to the Flying Ace Kennedy, and if they have his ability, then I reckon you should be looking out for those on Wednesday too. On Thursday night, the girls have gone in the Derby. Race 3, number 2, Mapunga Geordie. He's a last start winner in Melbourne. And they've gone for race 7, number 4, Yao Ye, who's named after the rugby league player. I'm not sure whether he's a Queenslander or a Sydney-sider, but Yao Ye is a pretty fleet-footed rugby player. The dog's pretty damn good too. Last start win at Cranbourne in outstanding fashion. Their first 4s for Thursday night: race 3, 2-4-1-6, and in race 7, 4-2-6-8. And we'll leave you with the In the Box Seat winner for the week, and it'll be Miata. That's the one that the producers have gone for. They're good judges. They think Miata will just cruise out of box 8, drift across the back of the field, start hammering through them on the first turn, and if I'm right and there's carnage there, probably Miata will get a good run through. So they're going for Miata. I'm going for It's a Blur. We're up against each other. And as I mentioned, if you see the litter, brothers and sisters to Ace Kennedy in here on Wednesday, be with Clint Trengove all day. I'll be back with Trevor Jessup in just a moment. In the box seat, our special guest is Trevor Jessup, who's probably the closest trainer to the city CBD. He comes from Bowden, and as I mentioned earlier, he's been in the game, I reckon, since he was a young lad. Welcome, Trevor.
Welcome, Ray. Thanks very much.
I see you've gone for the same hair colour as myself. It's pretty popular at the moment.
Yeah, it is at the moment, yeah. Summer coming up.
So how long have you been in the game?
I've been in the game about 30 odd years since it started. I used to go out coursing years ago when I was a boy with Johnny O'Connor, and it's worked from there.
Yeah, and always had a dog over the years, and always been a bit of a punter as well. Always liked to have a bet.
Yeah, I've pulled a few plungers off in my days, big ones too. I just used to, when I first started, I just buy just $200 dogs, off people, and I'd always get them up around the big odds, 20s or better. And from then on, I started training for people, and they were buying me good dogs. In the 2000 era there, I had about 6 or 7 good dogs then. They run around Gawler in 3069, Tobin Maud.
You always had one or two that could really scamper back then, didn't you?
Yeah. And Forget the Dream was another one. That was a 3070 around there. Then I had Forget Paris. She was a good little bitch. Like I can remember one night I got beaten 29.89, and George Reeman got me on the line with one of his good dogs.
All those strong dogs that finish off.
They were strong, all right, yeah.
And now you've added a couple to your team this week.
Yeah, I've added one, Legal Trapper. I got that last Friday week, and that's in tonight, so I hope that can go good for us.
Now, in the end, you got it with Colin Swain's blessing. He's been a mate all the time, and you got a call out of the blue from Sydney. Knew nothing about it.
No, I didn't know nothing about it when they just asked me, do I want to train 2 dogs? And I said, yeah. And then that was in the morning. In the afternoon, they rang me up. And then they said, Colin Swain's got them. And I felt a bit awful at the time, and I thought, I hope you don't think that I've gone underneath him, but which I never did. But I just hope it works out well for us.
Now, living at Bowden, I was wondering whether with the golf course over the road, 4 a.m, you might sneak over and get a nice little hand slip in from time to time.
Them holes and that around there, mate, you'll end up losing a good dog.
Yeah, and you just had trouble with one of your very good ones too, with injury.
Yeah, I had a pup. He looked like being really good, and every time you'd get him right, he broke down. And then last Saturday week, he went 2-8 on the split, the first split, and then going around by the 600 boxes, down he went, broke a shoulder, back leg. So,
so that's the way it goes.
That's racing.
Well, Legal Trapper's been going pretty well, and he's shown he can run around the 30-20 mark. So you're going to be very competitive in any of those low grade races.
Yeah, that's right, Ray. Colin said to me the other day when I went around there, he said this dog will most probably near break 30. So I hope he's right.
What do you like about this game?
It's good, mate. I used to drink. I gave drinking away 28 years ago and really got into, training dogs, and that's just been my life. Yeah.
And you're always looking for that next really good one?
Yeah. Every time one comes along, something happens. Yeah.
Yeah, they're hard to get, aren't they?
They are hard to get. If you got the good owners, you're laughing, but them days are gone now.
Well, you've seen the game right from day one. You've seen all the champions. What's been your favourite dog over the years?
Oh, Brett Lee would have to be the best, mate.
Were you here when he did it?
Yeah, I was here when Brett Lee won. Yeah.
Did he really do 28.8?
Well, I hope he did. That's what they reckon.
No one's got near it since.
No, well, I don't think no one will for a while.
No.
But
and I know you like a bet, so what will you be backing in the Oaks? You think Miata's a well beaten?
I think the 8 dog will be the one to beat from Stewart's from Brisbane or West.
WA.
West, yeah, WA. I think that will be the hardest.
Well, good to catch up with you, and great to know that after all these years you're still a bit keen, and another couple of dogs in the kennel, so we're going to see a lot more of you.
All right, thank you, Ray.
Trevor Jessup has been our guest on In the Box Seat. Now, the other big news this week is the Breeders' Bonus, and GRSA is going to put up from November the 1st up to $2,000 towards the service fee of any litter that's bred in South Australia. If you happen to own the dog yourself, or if the service fee is less than that, they'll actually give you up to $2,000 overall in money towards the registration of the litter and the injections and nominating for the major events, etc. So it's a great strategy. We'll be talking more about that Wednesday morning on Hot Dogs for Breakfast, of course, with the CEO. Don't forget, for all of your greyhound news and to get a look at Trevor Jessup and to find out about his winners, go to grsa.com.au and tell your friends.